Muy bien, amiguitos, hola, ¿cómo han estado? Bienvenidos a otra fabulosa edición de mi canal. Bienvenidos, espero que estén bien, espero que nos la pasemos muy bien. Acuérdense de dar clic en la campanita y suscribirse a mi canal. Hoy en especial vamos a hablar mucho de todo lo que es lo de Día de Muertos y este tipo de cosas paranormales que pasan en este tipo de etapa ahorita, que es todo lo de Día de Muertos y todas esas cosas. Muchas felicidades a mi querida protegida María Corina Machado por ganar el Premio Nobel de la Paz. Sí, hay otras señoritas que utilizan el nombre de Nuestra Señora, de nuestra amada reina, porque pues son protegidas mías y de la señora, y por eso llevan el nombre de María, porque es parte de su protección. Pero cada una de mis amigas son únicas, individuales. Muchísimas gracias por sintonizarme en este canal. Ya saben que aquí estamos al pendiente de todas ustedes. Y muchísimas gracias y muchas felicidades a mi querida compañera María Corina Machado por ganar ese Premio Nobel de la Paz. Una mujer única, una mujer siempre en la lucha contra la democracia. Muchas felicidades como ellas. Hay otras amigas también. Algunas veces se dedican a ser también novicias o se dedican a ser vivir en conventos y llevan el nombre de Nuestra Señora como una forma de protección en su nombre, porque ellas tienen esa protección de mi señora y yo las cuido y las cuida también mi señora. Es una forma de que a veces cuando te bautizan hay gente que se llama José porque José los protege desde nacimiento. Hay gente que tienen ese nombre de María más su nombre aparte porque es la protección que la señora les da desde su nacimiento. Esas sí son personas a las que protegemos porque ellas son únicas. Una mujer que es única, una mujer que es individual, que no intenta ser como otras, es una mujer digna de ser protegida y de ser felicitada por ahorita que se ganó el Premio Nobel de la Paz. Así que muchísimas felicidades, un gran abrazo acá. Yo te estaré protegiendo desde donde sea que esté. Muchísimas felicidades a mi queridísima protegida y por ganar ese premio de Nobel de Paz, porque pues sí, hay otras muchachas acá y otras mujeres que me apoyan, a mí y a la señora, y siguen sus órdenes contundentemente. Muchísimas gracias por sintonizar mi canal y muchísimas felicidades por ganar ese Premio Nobel de la Paz como una mujer distinguida y una mujer única, como todas las mujeres que apoyamos acá en mi canal, que son mujeres únicas, son mujeres que respetan a otras mujeres, no como las amigas que luego te quieren robar al marido, te quieren robar al novio. Ese tipo pues, de mujeres no son amigas. Ya saben, acá en mi canal apoyamos mucho a la mujer, pero a la mujer que es única, a la mujer que busca ser libre, a la mujer que busca los derechos contra otras mujeres y que nos apoyamos mutuamente y nos sabemos respetar, amigas. Entonces muchísimas gracias por estar aquí en mi canal. Acuérdense de dar clic en la campanita y suscribirse, y muchas felicidades a mi querida amiga por ganar ese increíble Premio Nobel de la Paz. Y pues espero que lo esté disfrutando muchísimo, así como todos aquellos que ganaron ese Premio Nobel de la Paz también. Muchísimas gracias por estar acá. Acuérdense de dar clic en la campanita, suscribirse a mi canal, y nos estamos viendo en esta hermosa transmisión. Bueno, esa felicitación se la di en su idioma porque ella habla otro idioma, aunque ya saben que aquí en mi canal también lo hablamos en English, porque pues es mi primer idioma, es lo primero que aprendí yo acá. Pero pues bueno, muchísimas felicidades, and I hope that it's very happy to win the Nobel prize, the Nobel Premium of the Peace, and congratulations to my dear friend. So I hope you like it to be here in my channel, and remember to subscribe to my channel and to give us as much likes as possible. We are talking about all my friends that are here. Thank you for being here in my channel. All the ladies that support my channel, remember to subscribe my channel and to give us as much likes as possible. And we are talking about that in this season of Halloween, that what happened with the dead people that coming to visit in this season, because the barriers and the dimensions between the dead and the living doesn't have a space, and we can see the dead people that come to visit. It's true that happens. Someone asked me that is true that some kind of dead people come to visit us in this season. Well, I say to you that in this season, the people of the unliving dead, if you have a father, a friend, uncle, brother, or a grandfather and a grandmother that died before, in this season, when people pass away, there's some kind of dimensions. We're talking about that in the movie that we have the transmission, that there are some kind of dimensions in this world. There are the first dimension, the 2 dimensions, the third dimensions, the 4 dimensions. There are 9 dimensions that we can pass away to go to heaven. And the 10th dimension is when God exists. You can trespass even the angels and the other people like archangels that we can go to the throne to God. We cannot trespass to the 10 dimensions because that's the dimension of God. And then God is the only that can have the 11th dimension, the 12th dimension, and they can did even the 3rd dimension and 4 and 15 because it's only mine God. But it's only for God that kind of super high dimensions, and even the angels we cannot trespass between the 10 dimensions. Like we can only pass away to the 9 dimensions because you cannot not pass to the 10 dimensions and still alive because God is super powerful and they can destroy you, even your bones and even your face and make you being like dust if you trespass the 10 dimensions. So no one can pass to the 10 dimensions, and in the 11th dimension is when the throne of God is, that only God can be in that dimension. So that's what we're talking about in that movie, that there are 9 dimensions. But even in hell there are 9 dimensions too. Like it's in the upstairs, is like the downstairs, okay? In downstairs, because like is like upstairs, is like downstairs. There are 9 dimensions to go to heaven, and you can only even if you are the angel more bigger, like the archangels and like me, you cannot trespass to the 10 dimensions and not be and still alive, okay? Because they destroy you, your bones and everything. That is because if you have more wings, you can cover your face and cover your body, because the light of God, it will destroy you, like that happens to Lucifer, that they destroy that stupid guy that wants to hang out in the throne of God. So you cannot pass to the 10 dimensions because after that is the dimension of God. And even in the hell, there are 9 dimensions too, that you can go upstairs and you can go downstairs, okay? So you cannot trespass that dimensions. Where are the dimensions where the unlivings and where the dead people live? Well, in the dimensions where the people are not living are the 3rd dimensions. In the earth, the people live in 1 dimensions and 2 dimensions. And the 3rd dimensions is between the living and the dead. And what happened here in Halloween and this seasoning is that the 3rd dimension is becoming more active in the real world, and you can see in that kind of month, in that kind of October and November, you can see the people that was living before, because his spirit is still alive in the 3rd dimension, okay? The 3rd dimension and in the 4th dimension, okay? That's the dimension of the undead. So you can see the ghost in that dimension. But in the other dimensions, there are some kind of people that been so much good in this living life, and they can go to heaven. And there are so many people that they are very bad, and they go to hell, because we cannot have in the earth the ghost of some kind of spirit that been so bad in living, Imagine what they did when there was alive and what they can do when there was a ghost. So that's super dangerous, that have unliving people and ghosts of some kind of dangerous people. They can hurt people, even the ghost, and sometimes that happen. And what happened to that kind of spirit of ghosts that are very dangerous to the people, even the ghost? Well, there's some kind of jail that the people that there are not good, they can go to hell, and they can go to some kind of jail. His spirit is in some kind of jail to doesn't bother the living lives, because they cannot do it before they are dead. And if you are good, and your ghosts are good, you can go to heaven and doesn't bother. You can see again to your living parents and the living that are in the earth, because you are not harmful for the society. Even in that dimension, spiritual dimensions, the people that are good, they have the liberty to live with God in heaven. But if you were bad and your spirit were bad, you can go to jail, even your ghost, because there are dangerous ghosts in that third dimension. So we need to pray very much that, some kind of familiar that you can see, is not dangerous. But what happens if you can see some kind of ghost that you doesn't know, that they try to hurt you? You need to pray too much and to be very protective with the 4 sacramentals that I spoke about in my last transmission. There are 4 sacramentals to be super protected against the demon and against the harmful spirit in this season. So I hope you pay very attention to this season, because we're going to have many activities. That I didn't have parties like Halloween and that, because I don't like it. I'm very scary of that, and I doesn't agree in that in this season. But if some kind of people want to celebrate it, we're going to have some kind of activities before that, okay? And you remember that we are here to support you and to protect you. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to give us as much likes as possible. And we are talking about more that what happened in that other dimensions. You remember that in the 3rd dimensions and in the 4th dimensions, the unliving dead and the ghosts are living between the dead and the living. And that's what happened in October and November, that the 3rd dimension is more active than the 2 and the 1 dimension. That's because you can see some kind of ghosts in this kind of season. Then that season happened, and the portal of the unliving and the dead is closed, And that's what happened. That's the explication of the dimensions that we live in this plane. The upstairs have 9 and 10 dimensions that you cannot cross over the 10 dimensions, because it's level of God, and you can die in that dimension, so you pass away. And in the hell there are 9 dimensions and 10 dimensions too, that you can find the God of the downstairs. They have their own God. We have our own God upstairs, that is God, the good God, and they have in the 10 dimensions downstairs the bad one, that is the God of the bad people, And there are 10 dimensions upstairs and 10 dimensions downstairs, and that's the explication of what happened in this season. And that's because you can see the people, the ghosts of the people in that dimension, that always happens some kind of weird things. So be careful too much, super careful, friends, too, in this spooky season, because you're going to be super protective. Thanks for watching my channel and support me. Remember to give me too much likes as possible, and we are going to start the prayers of protection scenes here. And thanks for joining me in this super season of special of the spooky, and especially for all that you are watching us and what happened in this season. You remember that my favorite season is the Christmas, but I'm not going to celebrate this season. But thanks for joining me, and I'm going to protect you in this season, in this spooky season. Thank you for being here, and remember to subscribe to my channel and to support and I'm going to pray for you too much to give it to you too much protection in this spooky season, and doesn't happen nothing to you and to your family. Thank you too much to being here in my channel and to join me here every Friday and every Thursday. Thank you for being here in my transmission. Do you remember that I am the angel that will protect you in this season? And thank you for being here. I am the real one that I'm going to protect you for the bad ones. And thank you. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to give me too much likes as possible. And we are going to see you and start the activities of this special of the spooky season. Thank you, and we're going to see you in the next transmission. Thank you for being here. Remember to subscribe to my channel and to give me too much likes as possible. I'm going to see you in the next transmission. Bye!